Day 2 of the extreme heat continues, and heat index values could top 115 between today and tomorrow. We'll let you know when this heat breaks.
It was very clear that this was a storm that we hadn't seen for decades.
Relief is on the way after a disaster declaration. How parts of St. Clair County are still recovering from flash flooding weeks later.
This is not good for our kids, not good for our nation. Let's get a change.
A psychoactive drug disguised as candy. The warning signs to look out for this morning and the new push to get Delta 8 out of our kids' hands.
It's a burning light in the sky. This morning we're live in Paris to show you how the Olympic cauldron is drawing fans to the Louvre like moths to a flame.
This is Today in St. Louis, focused on you.
Tuesday morning, our region is under a heat advisory. Good morning, everyone. It is July 30th. I'm Michelle Lee.
And I'm Sydney Stallworth. Of course, Anthony Slaughter is here. Anthony, just how hot is it going to get?
So our numbers yesterday, we were forecasting 96, right? We got to 93, which is still hot, but it was the storms in the morning that prevented us from getting that warm. Today, we don't have any storms, and so I think we'll be anywhere from 95 to 100 this afternoon. And that heat index, what the body thinks it feels like, is going to be in the triple digits. So just take it easy, stay in the AC, like, you know, we like to do when it gets this hot. I don't know about you, but anything outside when it's that hot, I'm like, nope, a big old nope. All right, so this morning you can see the heat advisories are the orange, the excessive heat warnings, that's red, and that's where it's going to be hotter than the orange. And it's the excessive heat warning that extends now from central Missouri all the way down along the corridor of the Mississippi. Those numbers and those locations are going to, again, range from 95 to 100 today, and it's that weather impact alert because of the heat that you need to be safe today, hydrate, and of course use the AC as much as possible. We also have rain on the radar north this morning. We'll take a look at that coming up. Let's go over to Paul, get an update on our roadways. 6 a.m. traffic usually means traffic's building. Paul, good morning.
Yes, indeed. You know what? It's been just a very interesting last few weeks because traffic's been lighter than even the few weeks before that. And right now it's kind of following suit here. But there's two projects in Illinois that will start this morning. One at 7 a.m. So we're starting off here 7 a.m. This one will begin on 255 in Caseyville. 255 moving southbound approaching 64. You will have lane closures right there. Also, we're going to go up here, Chain of Rocks, so a little bit further to the north, 270 going westbound right there at the Chain of Rocks Canal and Chain of Rocks. That one starts at 10 a.m. So 7 a.m., 10 a.m., and then out here in the west, same story. We have construction at Bryan Road that is set to reopen very soon. Otherwise, no delays. Another take of traffic coming up soon.
All right, thanks so much, Paul. This morning, we've got more information on a story that we reported as breaking news yesterday morning on Today in St. Louis. Police now say 2 teens were killed in Olivet in a murder-suicide. Officers tell us that a 16-year-old shot an 18-year-old boy and then shot himself. The 18-year-old was found inside an apartment, while the suspected shooter was found in a nearby field. Police are still investigating this morning. Also happening in just a few hours, teams will be out in St. Clair County, Illinois, assessing storm and flood damage from massive rain in mid-July.
Now, the county was later declared a disaster area. Our Diamond Palmer is live in Belleville this morning with what residents can expect today. Diamond, what can you tell us?
Well, Sydney and Michelle, residents here in St. Clair County, but also Winnebago County, can expect state, local, and federal officials to be knocking on their doors to verify that they were hit by these storms, that damage, that is. Now, we're live here at the St. Clair County Animal Control Center. This is just one of the places, including homes, businesses, and of course, those roadways like we saw that were flooded during the July 15th and 16th storms. Now, like I said, those crews will be out today from 11 until 1 p.m. We're going to show you a map here on your screen. So they're really going to be all over the place in St. Clair County as well as Winnebago County, turning no stone. Now, they'll be in the hardest hit areas from those July storms to verify the damage and just see how many resources are needed for these communities. As you can see here from this video, nearly 2 weeks ago, that high water actually forced animal rescues here at the Animal Control Center here in St. Clair County. And many people stepped in, including Gateway Pet Guardians, as well as the Belleville Area Humane Society. County. First responders also say they rescued several dozens of people from rising floodwaters, including from even cars. St. Clair County officials actually signed a disaster declaration for the area after 8 inches of rainfall.
It was very clear that this was a storm that we hadn't seen for decades in many parts of the county. Many inches of rain, a lot of damage, not only to residential homes where we had to do water rescue, but also government buildings were damaged.
So clearly a lot of help needed here in St. Clair County and many areas of the Metro East. Now, county officials here have already done a little bit of assessing already. They say about 900 people qualify for some sort of financial relief, and even in some cases, flood buyouts completely for their homes. But coming up in the next half hour, we'll talk about one of the other hardest hit areas, Nashville, Illinois, and what Washington County Emergency Management is doing to help those residents. Reporting live here in St. Clair County, Diamond Palmer, 5 on your side.
Rennie in Paris is sponsored by Mercy. Your life is our life's work.
All right, at 6:05 local time, we're taking a live look at the Olympic cauldron as it burns at the Louvre along the River Seine over in Paris. And Rennie Notch is in Paris live this morning.
Yeah, and Rennie, you say you've got something, there's something extra special about the Olympic flame this year. Tell us about that.
Oh yeah. It's like a performance by the Louvre, I'll tell you that much. I love the fact that producer Callie says, Rennie, you're hot. In other words, I'm on camera. No, I am literally hot out here. It's going to be near 90 degrees today, if not above, in Paris. So far, the hottest day of the Olympic Games. I tried to find some shade here along the cafes, but I forgot about the fact that the Earth revolves around the sun, so eventually the sun came over the top of the buildings, so I am hot. The thing that is hot here around the Olympics happens to be that Olympic cauldron that is over by the Louvre, and it is attracting so many people to come out and see it and experience what it's all about. Just before dusk, I hopped on the metro for an 8-stop ride up to the Louvre, where I went in search of its newest feature. The world's most visited museum, now attracting even more people. Not necessarily to come inside, but to see a piece of the Olympic Games. It's on display in the garden, beyond the smaller yet impressive Arc de Triomphe. The masses stroll to get a glimpse of the Olympic flame. Here is now where it burns, following the Olympic opening ceremony. Since welcoming athletes to the Games, the cauldron is now a welcome sight for pics. But there is more to the attraction. I join the anticipation, waiting to see something that the Mona Lisa cannot offer. Once the sun set, the flaming bowl in the sky was replaced by this one, hovering nearly 200 feet above. A launch that'll take place every night throughout the 2024 Olympic Games here in Paris. Now here's a little tidbit about that Olympic flame. It's not actually a flame as in fire. It's actually LED lights and water put together to come up with that illusion of a flame. It's really sort of cool to see when you're out there, and the amount of people that showed up was just amazing. Some of the people showed up here in Paris are from our area, and they are not here to compete. They are here to have the time of their lives. And coming up in the next half hour of Today in St. Louis, we're going to meet a family from Kirkwood that is here to celebrate Mom and show her what these games are all about. Reporting live in Paris, I'm Rennie Knott. Back to you in the studio.
This Paris weather update is sponsored by BJC Healthcare. You deserve extraordinary care.
Well, as Rennie mentioned, yes, it is hot in Paris today. They are at 90 degrees right now at 1 o'clock there in the afternoon. The dew point's at 68. That makes it feel like 98 degrees. Yeah. I'm so glad Rennie found some shade today. We do have rain coming in this evening there, and it is going to be rainy tomorrow morning, and then we dry out there for Thursday and Friday. The forecast going back to the low 80s by the end of the week in Paris.
It's terrifying, really is.
Local law enforcement sounding the alarm on an unregulated psychoactive drug this morning. Why some Delta 8 manufacturers are targeting your kids.